Sri Krishna, Sri Krishna, Sri Krishna, Sri Krishna. Gurur Brahma, Gurur Vishnu, Gurur Devo Maheshwaraha, Guru Sakshat Param Brahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. When we are able to be one with the totality, many dormant powers in us, they start manifesting. Now, to understand this principle, let us take an example. One person has one vote. So, you and me, we have got one vote. If we sign somewhere, it has no value. But when all the votes are put together in one man, he is called as the President of America or the Prime Minister of India. So, all the votes are now concentrated, fully available in one person. Naturally, he has got all the powers. If this example is clear, exactly the same way, we all have the vote, the individual energy, what is called as Kundalini. And our individual energy is totally engaged only in looking after ourselves as a body. So we are living our total life only as the body. Now when the same energy is merged with the totality, see, how it can be done? When we have the courage and ability and will to discard the individuality and merge with the totality. This is exactly what is called as awakening of the Kundalini. Presently, our total energy is used within the limited sphere of our body identification. And therefore, when Kundalini awakening is spoken of, it is this principle. First, discard the body identification, then discard the individuality and merge with the totality. See? Keeping this principle in understanding in mind, we have seen that how one can attain the awakening of the Kundalini by the purification. So, up to here we have seen yesterday. Now, the teacher is telling us, असमे वहति प्राणे नाड्यो यान्ति विषम स्थितिम कुजीर्णत्वम अजीर्णत्वम अतिजीर्णत्वम एवं. When this Kundalini is not properly balanced, not awakened, it is caught up in one or the other point, then all kinds of health problems crop up. See? And therefore, we are told that we should have a proper balanced life. Up to here we have seen. Now, Kundalinyam katha yogam adhuna prakrutam shruno tam yada purakabhyasan apuryastiyate samam tadaiti mairavam stairyam kayasyapi natam tatha. Now this Kundalini, so what is the awakening of the Kundalini? Our total energy is no more limited to one body, but now it is merging and becoming one with the totality. So when this happens, then what happens? Because the topic is going on, we shall tell you. So, adhuna prakrutam shruno. Tam yada purakabhyasat apuryas siyate samam. Now when this Our individual Kundalini, the individual potentiality, the power, is now merged in the totality by the technique of Purakabhyasat. Purakabhyasat means what? In pranayam there are four things. One is called as Puraka pranayam, wherein we breathe in. Second is called as Rechaka pranayam, wherein we breathe out. Third is called as Bahikumbhak, when the breathing is kept outside and held outside, not allowed to enter. It is called a Bahikumbhak. The fourth one is Antarkumbhak. We take the breath in and hold inside. These are the four types. Now out of these four, first the teacher is telling, Tam yada purakabhyasat apurya sthiyate samam. So the yogi has breathed in, and as a result, the totality and individuality has become one. Now to understand this, take a simple example. When I go to US, it is the most disgusting place to stay. All houses are so horrible. They are all sealed. There is no fresh air. All the time, centrally heated AC or the heats. So when I go, I feel so uncomfortable. So I tell my friends, I say, look here, two things you have to do. First of all, switch off your security alarm. You touch something and tang, it makes you miserable. Switch it off. And second thing, open the windows. So the moment the windows are opened, the individual air is now merged with the total air. And freshness comes. If this example is clear, this is what is meant here. Purakabhyasat. When one is able to breathe in the total energy and samam, then it is almost equal to the individual energy, equal to the total energy. Like the room air is now as fresh as the total air because there is a communication. See? So, tam yada purakabhyasat apurya sthiyate samam. Then having filled in the total energy, now the question is, how do you fill in the total energy? First, block or close all the vents through which the energy is leaking. The energy is leaking through the sense organs and organs of action. Now that energy which is leaking, it can't be connected with the totality. So we close that completely, and then our breathing, purakabhyasat, we breathe in the energy and hold it. That is called as puraka kumbhaka. Kumbhaka is holding. So, purakabhyasat apuryastiyate samam tada eti mairavam stairyam. As a result of this, the body becomes as firm and stable and heavy like a Meru mountain. Meru mountain means, to understand in simple word, like a Kailash mountain. Because now the individuality is supported by the totality. This is how by the Puraka Kumbhaka and this Kundalini awakening, one is able to attain Tadaiva Mairavam Sairyam Kayasya Apinatam Tatha. And then the body becomes very strong and very firm. Nothing can move such a Mahatma. I used to, that is my hobby, read the life stories of many Mahatmas. This I have been doing always. And there used to be one Mahatma, and he was Avadhuta, naked, and some political problem, government problem. So a arrest warrant was sent to him. A police was sent that go and bring him. So the police went and told, hey, come. He looked at him. He didn't say anything. Come, I am telling you. He didn't speak a word. Then he thought, let me pull this fellow. Doesn't listen. So he held his hand and started to pull him. But nothing moves. He was just thin, bony, but nothing moves. Like if we go and we want to pull one of the pillars of this huge bridge, try to pull. What will be your condition? Exactly that way. He is so comfortably sitting and is putting all his strength. Then he puts both hands, yet he can't move. Then he holds him from his waist and pulls him, can't do anything. Then he looks at him, come here, sit down. And he holds his hand and he is nailed. Then the message goes, the devotees are called, then the devotees pray, sir, please don't do this, please do this. Okay, go. Everything is over. So where from these Shaktis come? Because of this freedom. The way we are identified with the totality or individuality that determines the total power that we have. Now, the first example I gave you. Our identification with one vote and our identification with the total votes. See? Similarly, our identification with our body and our identification with the total body, there will be a tremendous difference. Therefore, tadaiti mairam sairyam kayasya apinatam tatha. And as a result, the body becomes very strong and nobody is able to move that person from wherever he is. Then yada puraka purnantarayata prana marutam tada samastame vedam utplavayati dehakam ityabhasa vilasena prapyate vyomagamita. And thereafter yada, when puraka purna antara ayata prana marutam, and when this puraka is completed fully and one is now 100% identified with the total energy, then what happens? Then the body becomes like the space. One is able to walk in the space. Because now total body disidentification has happened. And therefore, there is zero weight. Like, gravity-free zones. When they teach in that NASA how to deal in a gravity-free area, exactly this is what happens. And therefore, such Mahatmas, by the practice of this Puraka, Pranayam, and filling the total energy in their own bioenergy channels, they are able to attain the other extreme as light as air. See? So two extremes by the same technique. Either you become heavy like earth or you become light like the space or air. See, friends, now the question will come, we'll see further. It's very beautiful. Then, Brahmanadi pravahena shakti kundalini yada bahi urdhvam kapatasya dvadashangula murdhani rechakena prayogena nadi antara nirodhina muhurtam sthiti apnoti tadvyomaga darshanam. Now, continuing further, Brahmanadi pravahena shaktim kundalini yada urdhvam bahi. Now, this is another very subtle point in Yoga Shastra. It is called a Dvadashangula. Dvadashangula means 12 fingers. 4 fingers, 4, 8, plus 4, 12. So the distance, when our 12 fingers come together, the distance. This distance is normally equal to the expanse from the tip of the thumb to the tip of the small finger. This is the distance between these 2 points is called as Dvadashangula. Now, when the external air is away outside the Dvadashangula area, it is a normal air. But when the same air comes within the zone of these 12 fingers, then that normal air is converted into prana shakti. See, external it is only air. The moment it enters, it becomes prana, apana, vyana, udana, samana. These 5 pranas and 5 upapranas, 12 of them, 10 of them. See? Now, keeping this principle, now the teacher is telling, when one is able to fill in the total biochannels by this total energy and it is put together in the Sushumna Nadi. Sushumna Nadi means what? When the two channels, that is the Ida and Pingala, when they are perfectly balanced, that balanced thing together is called as the Sushumna Nadi. Now it is not one-sided. Yesterday also I told you, when we breathe, most of the time you see either left nostril is functioning or right is functioning. But those who are balanced, undisturbed, there both the nostrils function simultaneously. When somebody is too much under the influence of the Surya Nadi is heated. Influence of the Chandra Nadi Ida, then he is very cold-blooded. So we have to keep the perfect balance between the two breathing. And when by this technique one has filled in the total prana shakti in this kundalini, in this Sushumna Nadi, then Bahi urdhvam kapatasya dvadasha murdhani rechakena prayogena. Then this total energy is now thrown out and held beyond the limit of these 12 fingers, not allowed to enter. And when this is consciously practiced by a yogi for a longer period of time, then it is said, Tada Vyomaga Darshanam, then one is able to see those celestial beings which are not seen by us. These are all the yoga siddhis. If you are interested in that, in Patanjali Yoga Darshan, there is a 3rd chapter called as Vibhuti Pada, and there are hundreds of them told. But that is for whom? He who has attained 100% control over the mind with reference to time, space and object, called as Sayyama, then only this can happen. Oh, that is required? Yes, it's required. So, these various kinds of siddhis, they are actually seen demonstrated. I came across one Mahatma like that. He was almost a kind of unclaimed person. In Gujarat, on the banks of Narmada Ji, we are having a retreat, and in that retreat, a break in between. So I was sitting on a jhula, on a swing, and from nowhere, suddenly one Mahatma came. Weird, all funny clothes, no shoes, no nothing. And he started talking the rough language. Sat on the floor, put his hands on my knees, and when he started talking all kinds of things, people around, students, educated, they started getting frightened. I said, Mahatma, you will go inside and sit. They are getting disturbed. So we went inside. And then while talking, suddenly he will say, I told you so many times, you have to take care of him. He is moving around the world. Unless you take care of him, who will take? If you are a mother, you have to take care of him. Okay? Again he will talk to me. So you do one thing for me. What is that? You have to chant Hanuman Chalisa 21,000 times. I said, why should I chant? He said, all your desires will be fulfilled. I said, I don't want anything. No desires. I don't want anything. No, you have to do it. I said, I will not do it. I don't want anything. You are a very peculiar, you will get many siddhis. I said, when I don't want, I don't want. I will not chant. He became disgusted. You are a peculiar fellow. I said, yes, I am like that. Then he said, okay, chant 5,000 times. I said, no. Okay, chant for my sake. I said, for your sake I will do. And while he was talking, suddenly he will take a tangent, look somewhere, and again come back. So for us, he was a mad. But here it is a clear indication. When one has practiced this, we understand life is only what we can see by our sense organs, or we can see through the body. Beyond that, there is no life. There are 14 layers of life, Chaturdasha Bhavanani. And in this 14 layers, there are different qualities of life. There are types of lives where they are having only 4 sense organs, some places only 3 sense organs, some places only 2 sense organs. Somewhere they live only on the air, somewhere they live only on the space, somewhere they live only on the sunlight. See, there are different lives. And among those different lives, the higher lives are called a Deva Yoni. And if we want to classify all the lives, they are classified in 3. One is called as the lower Tiryak Yoni, the lower lives where there are no freedom except suffer. Second is our life where we have got a freedom to make the best of our life or destroy ourselves. And third is the upper life where all the gods are there. See. And therefore they said the human birth is the most precious one. Herein we can decide whether to go back down again to the wretched life of animal existence or achieve something great and again get lost in the indulgence, or you are in the human form and go beyond the lower and upper and merge in the absolute. It is for this purpose these topics are discussed in the Yoga Vasistha. Then, tada vyoma ga darshanam. After having said this, mukhat bahi dvadashante rechakabhyasataschiram prane cha sthapite dehe anyam cha pravishatyasau. Now when the same thing is achieved, that rechaka, the breathing out and air is held outside, 12 fingers, then one is able to enter anybody's body. Entrance of anybody's body is possible. In the life of Bhagavan Shankaracharya, this event comes. When this Saraswati, she was the judge, and she asked Shankaracharya, you don't have the experience of the married person, how can you tell about it? He said, okay, give me some time. And he comes back and he tells his disciples, keep my body intact, see that nobody destroys it, I'll come after 3 days. And at that time one king has died, so he enters the king's body and the body is again awakened and everybody is happy. But now inside there was no king, it was the Shankaracharya. And therefore he had all the dispassion, no nothing. And the wife immediately could smell it. He is not my husband. He is someone else. So these powers of entering somebody's body, walking in the air, walking on the road, or becoming heavy like the mountain, all these are possible when we discard the individuality and merge with the totality. This is in short. See, friends. Now, when these things were told, Sri Ram Uvacha, Bhagwan Ram asked a question. Sukshma Chidradi Gatyartham Purnartham Chakhasya va Anutam Sthulatam Vapi Kayoyam Niyate Katham. Sir, what you are telling is okay, but I am unable to understand. You simply breathe out and breathe in, and your body can attain that kind of thing. How it is possible? I don't disagree with you. What you tell must be truth. But I am unable to comprehend. Simply you breathe out and go in somebody's body. Arre? It doesn't happen. How it is possible? So, Vasistha Uvacha, Vasistha tells, here is the most important principle. On this topic is told not to get lost in doing pranayam and discovering various powers and siddhi. No, 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 that is not the purpose. Purpose is something different. Therefore, those who are lost in Raja Yoga, they are limiting themselves only in the Prakriti. And they get involved in all the political life, in the social life. They are nowhere near the Adhyatma, the spiritual life. So, here he says, Eva ekam chinmatram astiha sukshma sukshmataram hitat asatyemeva sankalpa brahmeneva edam charirakam evam hi viditatmano bhavayanti yathaiva yat tat tathaivanupashyanti drudha yaya satyabhavena deho drishtoyam deho deho bhavatyalam drishtastu asatyabhavena vyomatam yati dehakaha. Now the teacher tells, Ekam chinmatram astiha. There is but one absolute conscious existence. See, in the evening class, we have seen the same thing. Only one conscious existence. And what is that? It is sukshma sukshmataram hi. It is subtler than the subtlest. Now, what is the meaning of subtler than the subtlest? This we have to understand. Grosser the thing, more are the attributes. Like earth is the grossest. So, earth has got 5 attributes. Shabda, Sparsha, Rupa, Rasa, Gandha, the sound, the touch, the form, the taste and the smell. 5 attributes are associated with the earth. It is the grossest. Then, subtler than the earth is the waters. It has got only 4 attributes. Shabda, Sparsha, Rupa, Rasa, no Gandha, no smell. Then we come to the fire. Fire has got only 3 attributes. Shabda, Sparsha, Rupa, the sound, the touch and the form. The fire does not have taste. See, fire doesn't have smell. On the basis of this principle, in Udupi hotels when you go, they give you so hot rasam sambar, and then when you eat, you'll say, oh, it's very, very nice, what nice, it is so hot, you can't taste. If something is too hot, you cannot taste. See, the other day I prepared tea and I didn't allow it to cool, I forgot, it is not cool. And I took the sip. Oh God, the mouth was completely burnt because heat does not have taste. Then come to the air. Air doesn't have form, so air is subtler than the fire. And space has only one quality, it is subtlest of all the 5 elements. Now the next step. Where is the space? Space is in the mind. And therefore, Mind has none of the five qualities. Shabda, Sparsha, Rupa, Rasa, Gandha, the five attributes, the sound, touch, the form, taste and the smell, these are not there for the mind. See, now subtler than the mind is the intellect. Mind can function only in the known field of things. Intellect can transcend the limits of the knowledge and discover something more. Therefore, intellect is subtler than the mind. Therefore, when we praise somebody, we don't say, oh, he is a mental. No, we say he is intelligent. Because intelligent is subtler than the mind. Now, individual intellect and the total intellect. So the total intellect is subtler than the individual intellect because it can comprehend the totality. Individual intellect can limit itself with reference to that particular body. And the total intellect, Mahat Tattva, is gross as compared to the subtle, the Avyakta, which is the total potentiality of Paramatma. And Paramatma is subtler than his potentiality and therefore Sukshma Sukshmataram. Be attentive. If we want to experience this as our own being, what should be the spiritual practice? One by one you start getting subtler. First, give up too much importance to the smell, then taste, then form, then touch, then sound, then emotions, then logic. See, give up away, one. So the way we start giving up these attributes, we attain subtlety and subtlety. And ultimately, we come to a point beyond which we have no access. Then what is to be done? At that point, Bhagavan Krishna says in Gita, Daivi hesha gunamayi mama maya duratteya mam evaye prapadyante mayam etam tarantite. The divine potentiality Maya is Gudamayi, it is binding us. It is very powerful. Duratteya, it cannot be transcended by efforts. We have to be 100% effortless. That 100% effortlessness comes only by surrender. So we surrender at the feet of the Lord. Mam evaye prapadyante mayam etam tarantite. So up to some point, our efforts, sincerity, dedication is essential. But after having reached a particular point, thereafter, that effort putting individuality must be submitted at the divine will. Then alone, the individual merges in the total. And therefore, a wave can never become the ocean. A wave will disappear in the ocean. Ocean alone remains. See, an ice cube, when fallen in the ocean, will become one with the ocean. In the same manner, when the individuality merges in the absolute, thereafter there is nobody left. Be very attentive. There is nobody left. Then it is from the same counter. Now the Paramatma is expressing, the divine is expressing. Therefore, all the great masters, they always say, Hari Ichha, God's will. They don't say that I have done this thing, no. Because now, from the same counter, earlier it was somebody expressing. Now the counter remains the same. But the somebody has departed, and now through him the divine expresses. It is for this purpose these topics are told. But normally what happens? We get enchanted by the stations on the way. If we have to go to the destination, there will be so many things on the way. You can't keep on looking at everything. We must be clear what is the goal. Therefore, eva ekam chinmatramastiha sukshma sukshmataram hitat. So it is subtler than the subtlest. Meaning less attributes, meaning no dependence on so many things, meaning discover dependence-free existence. That is what Mahabharata says, Sarvam paravasham dukkham. Dependence is misery. Sarvam atmavasham sukham. Independence is happiness. And we see how much we are dependent on things in life. Things, beings, everywhere. So, ekam chinmatramastiha sukshma sukshmataram hitan asatyameva sankalpa brahmenedam sharirakam. And I am body is only a delusion because of which we take the body identification as real. See, this is also one principle I told you. I am body is only a notion. There is no logic. There is no reason we should accept it. We are just accepting it blindly. Because the body we have not created, the body doesn't listen to us, and yet I am the body. And after this first error, the whole world is born. And when we are not identified with the body, as in the deep sleep or dream, or even in coma, the body, we continue to exist. See? That means our existence is independent of body identification. So what will be the real spiritual practice therefore? Thereafter, only one. Focus attention on freedom from body identification. And if body identification is happening or not, whom will you ask? You find out your own symptoms. The symptoms will be, first and the most important symptom will be collecting the things and be possessive of the world. This wrong notion will become weaker and weaker. And second thing, relations will never be a problem. If you watch within ourselves, you will come to know what is our life, only carrying the burden of possessions and relations and struggling to maintain it throughout life. When Bhagavan says, Yoga Kshemam Vahamyam, he says, you don't worry, what you need, it will be provided, what you don't need, it will be taken away, don't worry. See, friends, and then slowly we will be getting free from body identification. This is called as really awakening of Kundalini. So important, my friends. So, asatyam eva sankalpa brahmena sharirakam evam vi viditatmanaha bhavayanti tathaivayat. And similarly, those who are through this understanding wisdom come to know that one absolute reality expressing through the Panchakoshas as life, manifest as the mind, minds become the sense organs become the gross world. Those who have known this truth, Vidyutatmanam, for them this body and the world will have zero impact. They will no more be identified with the body. Be attentive. Are we not doing the same thing? In the dream, we go to so many places. We enjoy, we suffer. That time which body is there? That time another body is imagined. Next time you dream, kindly note it. Whether your dream is colorful or black and white. Find out. And in that dream, what type of clothing you have put? Was it a designer's suit or what it was? Think. See? So our existence is independent of all the conditionings, but because we are identified with them, we start imagining, without that I can't live. No. Because of you, everything is living. Therefore, evam hi viditatmanaha bhavayanti tathaivan tat tatha eva anupashyanti druda bhavanaya yatha. So this is the real meaning of Kundalini awakening. Insist, you are not miserable. Yoye shraddha sa eva saha. Whatever you think that you are, you think you are miserable, you are miserable. No logic in this. So if you have to think, why don't you think you are divine? See, friends, see, I'll give an example. There was a small child, 7-8 years, and I was in their place for breakfast. So I asked that boy, it was a Gujarati house. I said, hey Gujju, how are you? What's your name? Immediately he said, I am not a Gujarati. I said, then what are you? He said, I am a Lohana Kachhi. One of the communities in Gujarat, Lohana Kachhi. And Kachhi also means underwear. So I asked him, can you tie down the Kachhi? He said, no. Then mommy does it for me. And who are you? Kachhi. And what is the meaning of Lohana? I don't know. Then who are you? Lohana Kachhi. Now imagine, is it not true? It's only imagination. See? And this goes so deep in our system. See? I am Hindu, I am Christian, I am Catholic. Then I am Brahman, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra. I am Brahmachari, Grihastha, Vanaprastha, Sannyasi. I am Indian, I am American. Where are all these things? And it goes so deep. Like, this Puran, he is here, right from birth onwards. He is a Sindhi by descent. But he is for all practical purposes a Goanis. But Goa people will never accept him as a Goanis. He is a Sindhi. Imagine, this is how we are so deeply rooted in this stupid ignorance. And the same thing is carried further. See? Once I was in Nepal and there was somebody's house I was staying, one sweet girl. I asked her, she was class 6 or class 7. I asked her, I said, hey, tell me something about your Nepali culture. He says, Swami, don't call me Nepali, I hate being called Nepali. I said, look here, wherever you will go in the whole world, you may go to US, you may go to Europe, you may go anywhere in the world. This label that you are a Nepali will never be removed. There is no way out. Because we are so buried in this notional living. And because of that, although we are divine, but by practice we have become, I am man, I am woman, I am young, I am... And the same notion is developed among the children. The parents don't understand it, unfortunately. That child is a useless one, good for nothing. But the parents start glorifying the child. Swamiji, my son is so intelligent, he asks so many questions. Even I don't know the reply. And the useless child is listening and he has the notion, I am very intelligent. And this is how the wrong notions are developed. You have these various kinds of groups. Even within any state you go, In USA, oh, they are from the, upper part. We are Mexican, we are near to Mexico. What is this? Same country, same land, but these notions create differences. So here, evam hi viditatmanaha bhavayanti yathaiva yat. But those who have known their essential nature, then thereafter they no more live as somebody. For them, everybody is theirs or nobody is theirs. This is said in simple words. Shatrau mitre putre bandhu ma kuru yatnam vigraha sandhu. Don't create friends and enemies in this world. Be with everyone and yet don't get tied down to anyone in life. So, satya bhavena drushtoyam deho dehe bhavatyalam. So, we have taken this body to be real. And therefore, I am real as a body. Now be attentive. Nobody says I am body. But everybody is living only on the basis of this basic understanding, I am body. See? The other day, one lady asked me a question. Swamiji, you always tell we should read the life stories of great Mahatmas that keeps us on the spiritual path. Why don't you write your autobiography? So we will also read your autobiography. I said, if you are hearing me for so many years, what you have heard? Now see, all those who write autobiography, I was born. First bluff. Nobody had the experience of birth. Somebody tells, you were born in the morning at 3:48. Where? In Honolulu. And you get lost in that. In one maternity ward I happened to go for whatever reason. So after that I said to that lady, her child which is the one, so she went and saw the band on that lady's hand, 420. Then she saw the children put in a row and there also a band of 420. This is the child of that mother. There is over. I said, now my purpose is over. I said, for my general knowledge, I just want to ask you if you allow me. No, ask. I said, what is the time of birth? She said, 2:18, midnight. I said, now I am not arguing, okay? Just for my general knowledge. How do you decide exactly 2:18? There are so many ladies delivering at a time. So, are you having a stopwatch? Ah. Are you doing like this? And what do you decide a birth? Whether the head comes out, then it is a birth, or it is fully delivered, then it is a birth, or it is half? How do you decide who is born when? And then it is noted authentic, and thereafter that person is labeled DOB, date of birth. And then slowly we start taking it real. Because first mistake, then second mistake. Happy birthday to you. And the child is taught right from childhood. See, this is your 1 year old, you are 2 year old. And then old people, can you guess my age, Swamiji? I am 81 years young. Are Dumbo, 81 years belongs to the body, not to you. See, friends, it's only by bhavana. It's only by repeatedly you say something, you become that. Like one girl I told you the other day, just for fun's sake I told her. She said, Swamiji, it looks so beautiful, let's go there. I said, look here, that which looks beautiful is never beautiful. What do you say like that? I said, for example, you look beautiful. She was so angry and so miserable. Nobody has ever said to me that I am not beautiful and you are telling me. Because right from childhood, The parents always tell the children, you are beautiful. What beautiful? What is great in that? But the children are taught, you are beautiful, you are intelligent, you are smart. And when they go in the public, then the reality comes out. And then they become frustrated. It's all the story of only imagination. See? Therefore, Satya bhavena drishtoyam deho bhavatyalam. When we mistake or we imagine that this body is real, we become body. But if you start contemplation, where the childhood body has gone, we go to the police station and report, my childhood body has disappeared, please come and help me. Where the teenager's body has gone. We never mourn, oh, my childhood has gone. So many bodies have come and gone. This body will also go, who cares? See? But whole life goes only on that, particularly old people. They are extremely proud of their age. Can you believe me? What is my age? See? Therefore, one spiritual practice I told you, I guarantee you will not do it. Spiritual practice is, don't talk about your past. Don't refer your age. Don't talk about your health. It's all pertaining to body. Don't talk about your achievements and failures. The net result is, you have nothing to talk. See? I will not name one Mahatma Ji. He is very elderly and very, he loves me like anything. So last time when I met him, I did namaskar. No, Swamiji, you should not do namaskar. You are in my heart, so he will hug me. Sit down. With great difficulty with the stick, he sit down. First question, can you guess what is my age? I said, Maharaj, you must be 60. Everybody thinks like that. But I am, then his disciple told, Maharaj ji is 90. No. 90 years, 3 months, 22 days. The whole life you spoke of Vedanta. Whole life you tell, Dehinosmin yata dehe kaumaram yauvanam jara. And again coming back to the same wretched, like the small kids, you tell them, oh, he's 3 years. No, mom, 3 years, 2 months. Yes, the 2 months is a big issue for him. Because so much body. Give it a try, my friends. People will ask you, but you are not obliged to tell. Keep on bluffing. So, Satya bhavena drishtoyam deho bhavatyalam drishta tu asatya bhavena vyamatam yati dehakaha. Now, coming to Kundalini. When a person is able to discard completely the body identification, then he is able to walk in the space. There is one text. It is available in English as well as in Hindi. We are given number of talks on that. That text is Tripura Rahasya. And when I read that text, I was so thrilled. It's complete. And one story comes. There was a Mahatma and the kings came for something, and this son of this Mahatma, he, just for the fun of it, he collected all the kings, their armor, everything, all the horses and everything, and took them inside a big rock. and one of them was left out. And this one says, "Hey, what happened? Where they are gone?" They have gone inside the rock. So that boy's father tells, no, he has made his own creation. Then he tells the story. I was a king. I ruled the world for many years. And then I discovered that there is no fulfillment in this world. And then I took to this. And now I am merged with the Absolute, although I am functioning in the relative. How did he do that? Then he tells, my son heard about my past, that I was a king and all that. Then he had the desire that I should also have a ruling over the whole world. So he asked me, Dad, what should I do? I told him, you create your own world. And he created his own world in that big rock, and there he goes. Rules for a few years and comes back. Then this young king or the prince, he was taken there, inside. So when he was going inside, he could not go. So the boy says, that yogi's son says, you can't go like this. I'll take out your subtle body outside and keep the gross body here on the floor, and we'll go together. So he takes out his subtle body, like we take out our phone from our pocket, and keeps the body there and takes the phone subtle body with him, enters the rock and moves all around. And when he comes back, he sees outside everything is changed. Now this fellow starts crying. What happened? He said, no, we were only one day inside the rock, but in that one day period, outside it has become 4 millenniums. Time scales are different. The time scale of a dreamer is different from the time scale of a waker. The time scale of those who are interested in listening to satsang is different. And the time scale of those who are brought here under compulsion, don't want to listen to satsang, for them the time scale is different. Khatam hi nahi hota. See the difference. In short, this is all only the play of mind. It has no value. And his mind is identified with the body, and whole samsara begins. Therefore, animadi pada prapta bhavana yukti idrushi sulabhacha bhavatesha yoga samsiddhi samvidan evam babuva chudala ghana vyasavati sati. In the same manner, all the ashtasiddhis, to become heavy, to become light, to become like a mountain, to become like a mosquito, to float in the air, to read somebody's mind, to bless somebody, removing all the physical elements of somebody by mere touch. All this is only the Sankalpa Shakti. There is a friend of mine, I don't know where is he now. One young boy came with his mother and he said, I won't do Namaskar. What is great in him? Only dress in a weird way. So that, okay, sit down. Are you seeing that fan? Yes. Is it moving? No. He said, no, it is moving. No, it is not moving. Are you sure? Clean your eyes. So he did like this. No? Yes, it is moving. Did anybody switch on? Check the switch. The switch is off. It's moving, is it not? Yes. Which way it is moving? It is moving clockwise. No, it is moving anti-clockwise. No, I can understand that. Again, check your eyes. He did like this. Check. Oh, it is moving anti-clockwise. Yes. How can it happen? See? Then he was told, look here, the power of the mind is much more than power of millions of atom bombs. But that power, energy, we are wasting. in cheap things. See, friends. Therefore, here it is said, Animadi prapto bhavana yukti idrusha. So all these various siddhis are attained by this power of the mind, which can have anything possible. You think you are miserable, you are miserable. You think you are happy, you are happy. You think you are successful, you are successful. You think you are a failure, you are a failure. And the best part is, we are given a total freedom. And yet, we don't utilize that. The reason is, we are slaves to our sense organs and organs of action. A slave can never be happy. Master alone is happy. See, my friends, therefore, it is again and again told, don't get lost in the worldly possessions and relations. Don't be slave to your sense organs and organs of action. Don't be sentimental and become mentally corrupted, losing our dignity of a human being. Like the animals have no relations. They behave the way they want. Although we are married, we are living, and yet our life is not well controlled, there is no point. Therefore, when this energy is not wasted in unproductive pursuit, then alone we are able to have all these things, and yet we do not get lost in this. So, Chudala Ghanabhyasavati Sati Evam Babhuva. By this practice, our Chudala, she was able to attain all the siddhis. Now, Upadesha Prayojanam. Why this is told? Viveda naiva rajatu tame vamsha gunashalinim bahusho bodhyamanopi taya rajana buddhavan. Now this Chudala, she tried to explain to this king, her own husband, again and again. But he was not able to understand. Like an addict. Whatever you may tell, he will never understand it. We all get addicted. And this addiction is our creation. We have to have the firm, strong will within. So, Bahusha Bodhyamanopi Taya Rajana Buddhavan. Even then the Raja could not understand. Upadesho Kramo Ramo Vyavastha Matrapalanam Neptestu Karanam Shuddha Shishyat Pradnaiva Kevalam. Now from here another very important topic for all of us. Upadesha Kramo Ramo Vyavastha Matrapalakam. We have to follow the instructions in letter and spirit. See, Brahmachari, Grihastha, Vanaprastha, Sannyasi. The student, the married person, the retired person and a sannyasi. There are some do's and don'ts given. We have to follow those do's and don'ts perfectly well. And among all of them, one of the most important thing is Brahmacharya. See? Shaucha, Santosha, Tapaswadhyaya, Ishvara Pranidhanani are niyamaha, self-discipline. And when we are conducting ourselves with the world, then the discipline is Ahimsa, Satya, Asteya, Aparigraha, Brahmacharya. How do we conduct ourselves with the world? And while conducting with the world, the most important thing is Brahmacharya, and Brahmacharya is having perfect celibacy. No compromise on that. It's so important. See, friends, this reproductive energy saps away all the strength of the people. And unless that is consciously, and it can be practiced only if we follow the rules of the dharma. So, Upadesha Krama, and it will be possible for us to understand what is told only if Vyavastha Matra Palanam. We have to be self-disciplined 100%, no compromise on any issue. about eating, sleeping, talking, moving among the people, enjoying. Everywhere we have to have discipline. See? Bhagavan Shankaracharya gives example. Otherwise, our fall on the spiritual path is like if a rubber ball falls from the hand on the 20th floor and it starts coming down by steps. First it will jump on the second step. Second time it will jump on the fourth step. Third time it will jump on the eighth step. Fifth time it will jump on the 16th step. As it comes down, the fall is more and more. Therefore, although we know, we read, we listen, yet in the want of self-discipline, we are not able to progress spiritually. Therefore, it is said here, Vyavastha Matra Palanam and Naptestu Karanam Shuddha Shishya Prajna. And wisdom can happen only on the basis of the quality of the disciple, not the guru. See, we have to be responsible for our spiritual progress. Nobody can help us. So, Naptestu Karanam Shuddha Shishya Prajna Eva Kevalam. Then Bhagavan Ram asks a question. Evam Srute Mune Bruhi Katham Eta Jagastito Kramo Guru Padeshakya Swatma Dhyanasya Karanam. So, Bhagavan Ram says, Hey Guru Maharaj, you are telling disciple is everything. But in our scripture it is told, Bina Guru Gyan Nahi Hoye, without the Guru knowledge cannot take place. Then what is the place of the Guru? We have been all the time listening only this thing. Guru, 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 Brahma, Guru, Vishnu, Guru, Deva, Maheshwara. And you are telling it is the disciple who is more important than the Guru. I am not able to understand this. So Bhagavan Vasistha says, okay, I will tell you story. How beautiful it is. Everything is told through a story. And he says, Atyanta krupana kaschit patitam vindhyajangale ekam karotikam praptum sarvam trunam tushadikam dinatrayam dudhavatha chintamaniam avindata evam karotikan veshan ratnam labhya aketina. Once there was a person, a very poor man, and he had lost something, a simple, maybe a shell which he was using as a spoon or he was using for something, ordinary shell which is freely available on the seaside. He lost it in a forest. And then he wanted to find out where it has fallen, and he started searching that shell in the whole jungle, not for an hour or two, but continued his search for 3 days. And in that search for the shell, lo, he found out diamond. And this is the story. Now what we understand from this story? Therefore it is said, we should never study the scriptures on our own. These are very subtle thoughts. In the same manner, let's take another example. Vedanta is incomplete without snake and rope. So, evening time I was coming and I didn't see properly, I stepped on something, it moved, I thought it is a snake, and therefore I went to my room, took the torch and a stick to see the snake. And when I use a proper means of knowledge, earlier what was the means of knowledge? Darkness, feet, not light nor eyes. But now I took now the proper means of knowledge, light and eyes. And I was searching the snake. So was searching the snake, what did I get? The rope. After I got the rope, will I again continue search? No, but it's true, but where the snake has gone? Exactly the same way. This man, he was searching for the shell. And in that search, he never gave up. He continued the search for 3 days and 3 nights. And lo, he got the diamond. Now, after he got the diamond, will he continue search? No, anyway. But where is my shell? No, forget about it. Exactly the same way, what the Guru tells is like showing the shell. And when you start searching the shell, you discover the diamond. So we are told, first of all, you are a soul. Why we are told we are a soul? Because we are all expert in blaming others for our miseries in life. So if I am a husband, cause of my misery is my wife. If I am a father, cause of my misery is my children. Then the first step on the spiritual path is stop blaming others. You are squarely responsible for your life. But then, when we are the victims of our own wrong habits, we justify. Therefore, intellect should be first surrendered at the feet of the teacher or the scriptures and then think with that intellect. Otherwise, it becomes a perverted intellect. So, when we have accepted theoretically, if I am responsible for my life, but I have not done any bad to anybody, why this is happening to me? Maybe not in this life, in the last life. Oh, last life. Now, what we are told, in the last life I have done something bad, okay, and therefore in this life I am suffering, okay. Therefore, who am I? I existed before this body was born, and I will continue to exist after this body is destroyed. Then who am I? Then we are told, you are a soul. And if you are a real Goanese, you will make a soul curry. See? And most of us, in every religion, dumb, they accept soul as the reality. See? This principle, if you can catch by God's grace, you see your whole life's approach will change. What is the death? And who dies? Before coming to Panjim, Goa, I was in Mumbai. Before coming to Mumbai, I was in Khandala. Before coming to Khandala, I was in Ranjangaon. Before coming to Ranjangaon, I was in Suvarnareka river near Bangalore. Before that, I was in Hubli. Where did I die? Then, Hubli is dead for me. Suvarnareka is dead for me. Bangalore is dead for me. Ranjangaon is dead for me. Lonavala is dead for me. Bombay is dead for me. Tomorrow onwards, Panji will be dead for me. I'll continue to be. Exactly. Is it not so? Childhood is dead for me, but I continue to be. Then teenage dead for me. Middle age dead for me. Similarly, when this wretched body falls, I continue. Where did I die? See, my friends, it is not sending you to hell and heaven. It is a baby religion. I remember it happened in US many years before. Must be about 20, 30 years before. I was in a mall, my friend left me there. He said, Swamiji, I'll finish some job and come from my office. I said, all right. So I was moving. First one round I took in the mall, and then I went out and walking in the parking lot. Walking I like. So one person came with a big frock must be father or pastor or whatever. He stopped the car and he asked me, are you a Hindu? I said, any objection? He said, no. Do you believe in Jesus? I said, no. I believe in Lord Jesus. Okay, Lord Jesus. You believe? I said, yes. Then you are a Christian? I said, yes. But you said you are a Hindu? I said, yes. How it is possible? I said, two in one. Latest technology. When I said like this, he became angry. He became angry and said, if you say like this, you will go to hell. I said, what about you, sir? Where will you go? He said, I will go to heaven. I said, if you are in heaven, I will prefer hell. Now, to whom are you threatening? This is a baby one. See, friends. And therefore, you see many jokes which come. One pastor went and one truck driver, both of them went up there. And the Lord told the pastor, send him to the hell. And truck driver, send him to the heaven. So the pastor said, why like this? Sir, you are making some mistake. He said, no. But I have been in the church giving the sermon and this fellow only driving the truck. But how many of the people remembered God after listening to you? And when this fellow was driving the truck, everybody on the road was remembering God. Oh God, that fellow is coming. Therefore, because of him, more people remembered me and not because of you. So he deserves to go to the heaven. Now, all these stories are entertainment for babies, but the truth is this. Neither you are born nor you die. See, there is one Nobel Prize scientist, and he has mentioned this recently, that we are all like the simulations in God's creation. Somebody sent me that, and he said, Swamiji, what you told in your talk is also authenticated by the Nobel laureate. I said, he has not authenticated my saying, mine is original. And in one of my talk I told them, they took me to some vaccine laboratory to show how vaccines are prepared. So there were about a dozen rows of white mice, and they told, these are inbred lines. And we manufacture the vaccine by injecting the virus in the brain of these animals, this thing, and then we test the symptoms, and according to that we decide further action. So after a dose is given, then we come every 6 hours and note case number 1, case number 2, case number 3, and note it, and then it is happening. I say, what do you see? See, in this one, the animals are very excited. In this one, they are dull. In the other one, they are normal. In the fourth one, they are fighting. I said, oh, thank you for showing me this. I said, why? I said, you have given me God's vision. He said, how come? God also has done the same thing. Gujarati, Goanis, Marathis, Tamili, Kannada, and vaccine, idli, dosha, and watch. Acha. God is conducting experiments. We are all in that experimental cage. But that mice doesn't know what is outside the cage. In the same manner, Goa, nothing beyond. Break these barriers of individuality and merge in the totality and see the joy of life. See, friends, this is the story of Chodala. Therefore, Eka karotikanvesha ratnam labhya avadita tataha shrutopadeshena svatmajnanam avapyate. Similarly, when we go and listen, we get the knowledge. But experience can come when the disciple is working on the knowledge. And therefore, in the transition of the knowledge, it is the disciple who is more important and not the guru. What the guru has done, that man was told, yes, it is somewhere here, you try again. And he tried and he got it. But we want touch method. See? Therefore, all the people, Swamiji, Ashirwad Karo, and keep the hand on their head. After that, I had to wash it with a detergent. See? Because the whole zoo is there. It will not help. Be firm and work hard. तथा श्रुतोपदेशेन स्वात्मज्ञानम अवाप्यते तत्वस्यास्य महार्थस्य प्राप्तो यद्यपि कारणम न गुरोः कथनम साक्षात् तथापि कारणम क्रमात्. Therefore, because the guru told, nothing happens, although it is helpful. When the guru has told, you are divine, Tattvamasi, you will not become Tattvamasi. You have to work on it. See, and what is the working is only this. Give up wrong notions. Don't create new notions. Wrong notions about ourselves, wrong notion about the world, wrong notion about God, and wrong notion about the spiritual practice. Give up these 4 wrong notions and come to discover the non-notional experience, which is beyond existence and non-existence, which is beyond knowledge and ignorance, which is beyond joy and sorrows. Therefore, don't make a guru a mule. Guru Maharaj, carry me. Work yourself. So, Chintamane hi samprapto yatha hetu karotika. Like for the attainment of the diamond, although he was searching for something, but he got the diamond in the same manner. Find out who are you, can you be the body, mind, etc. and come to discover you are supporting everything and you are not supported by anything. Discover that freedom and be happy. Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om.